How many people have felt that this is very basic for me? Tell me that. Whatever the questions I've given you, forget about others. I just wanted to know how many people are you are comfortable with these questions earlier. Dheeraj, Vamshi. Okay. What are the traditional data engineering services which you bought it, guys? Myth. Fine. Three people. By the way, I mean, you have known earlier these things. Can I consider that? What are the traditional data engineering services available in the market? What all you bought it? I can raise your hand and I can pick it up from you. Whoever the fourth question I'm talking about. What all the services that you got it from you? I mean, I'm just we are going to talk about Azure only, no matter what it's on the cloud side. So just wanted to know what services you bought it. What names you have it from your side.
SQL and Excel, sir. Like these two were being used on premises of the organization before cloud came in.
SQL and Excel. Apart from that, the tools we have it.
SISS,
SSIS?
Say,
No.
SSIS, sorry.
just add SSIS here. Apart from SSIS, any other? Rich, Mahesh, me,
Python.
enlighten. Yeah, man. Tell me.
Python.
Python.
Mm,
Python is a programming approach for us.
okay.
I'm purely talking about data engineering or data analytics service. Before this Azure and AWS had come into the market, I still have some of the tools in the market. I still have some of the services. Out of from that, what Vamshi said about SQL and Excel earlier, we used to do some of the engineering aspects for our analytical purpose. Same way, SSIS is from Microsoft. Still, people are using SSIS. It is there for your integration service. So likewise, what we have it.
Informatica for API.
Yes, this is what I was looking for. Informatica, you have any other? No, one
Data
more tool.
stage?
Yes, Talent also can I say data? What's the name of that, Sujina?
Data stage, right?
Data station
Stage.
stage. Okay, talents. Some of the tools which are, I mean, this is the understanding why I asked this question, because before you go on to cloud data engineering, I do have still some of the sources which are coming from on premises, and I'll dump the data into SSIS. Maybe I will run the show only with SSIS or maybe on premises, because my people still have that understanding that I would be little more not secured with my services. So we spoke about a couple of challenges on moving on to on premises to cloud, right? Yesterday, those things which we these benefits of moving cloud. So on what basis you are moving from this services which have been in place for us, and still we are going ahead with the other set of services? Was only my question. And moving on to the other set of question, I mean, these are little more basic. I want you people to know before I talk on anything on data warehousing. Maybe I'll be talking a little more advanced on the data warehousing. Uh, Before that, just wanted to know, excluding you, three to four of you, I'll pick up the questions from others. Tell me, guys, what you bought it for this? What is RDBMS? What is no RDB? Tell me the softwares which are available for RDBMS. That is also fine with me. And you might have an understanding for RDBMS or no RDBMS, right?
MySQL.
PostgreSQL.
PostgreSQL.
MySQL.
For for this RDBMS, can I just say SQL Server, Postgres?
Snowflake.
Snowflake is what?
Snowflake. RDBMS.
Yes. Snowflake runs with a beautiful concept of data warehousing in the market. I mean, if you ask me, it is one of the hot cake in the market right now for data warehousing. Yeah, everyone can dominate on Snowflake. Everything will just vanish on the Snowflake. Little more advanced approach we have it in Snowflake. I'll not go in detail about the Snowflake now only, but just wanted to know. And no RDBMS,
MongoDB.
MongoDB.
Apache
What is
Cassandra.
Cassandra.
Cassandra?
Hmm.
Cassandra, Couchbase. Any other? It's a simple term I
Dynamo.
know.
Dynamo.
Dynamo.
Dynamo is also. This is Amazon AWS one, right? And little wrong in spellings. Cosmos DB. Can I call it as? Cosmos is a from Azure. Likewise, you have a Dynamo, right? We do have a Cosmos DB. It takes unstructured data. In simple terms, I would like to make you aware, whoever has not understanding about from the different technology or whatever the technology we belong to. RDBMS is more goes to your relational database management system, and non-RDBMS is close to your no relational, that is no SQL. Anyone wants to speak anything? It's no SQL, no RDBMS. So it's something like your uh, no SQL, I would say. I would I can give this way, right? So knowing about these things before I talk on to the data warehousing, we have a beautiful concept called as your data warehousing in your cloud. So need to know about this earlier before I pitch into data warehousing. What are the types of clouds available? This is very basic question.
Three
Like you
types.
can talk. Sorry,
Three types of clouds:
what are they?
private, public, and hybrid.
Private, public, and hybrid. If I am coming to you as a customer, which one you would recommend me? I don't know anything. I am just zero.
Like
Which one you would recommend?
private is more customizable and has more security, and like like it depends on the person. Um,
I'm a poor guy.
like I guess
Depends upon your business
yeah,
or
depends on the
organization.
organization. Like
Consider that I'm very poor.
Public is the best.
Public is the best. I mean, see, in public you share everything. Yesterday we spoke about data center approach. You remember? For one data center, I am coming to you and asking you for some space. Storage you will share, network you will share, processing you will share. Everything is shareable for you. It is a little more risky since you are in public. Can I say I have 10 applications with me? I'm a customer with a food restaurant business. Maybe I have some critical data with me as well. And I will ask you, would you recommend apart from public any other options? Still, you
Hybrid.
would go. You can go with hybrid is the
Hybrid.
best option. Hybrid is the best option. Keep some critical services in your private. Keep some less critical or not required. You will put it in private. I mean, put it in public. So most of the time, we will preferably ask our service provider to. We will go with the cost. Whatever you said, it's very judgmental. I would say. I mean, put it in this way, like it's again based on the debate, based on the business, based on the requirement. We go to those questions only. In interview, it looks so. It looks so good. When someone asks, you can put it that way. That's really fine. So I hope you got an understanding about private, public, and hybrid. I don't no need to speak in detail, right? So public is for a data center where you want everything to be your network, your processing, whatever regards to your CPU, whatever regards to your VPNs, also everything you want to be dedicated for you because it's secured. If I am a bank customer, I would definitely look for a private only. I don't go for a public. I don't go for a hybrid. If I have a balancing in terms of cost, probably I will go somewhere here. Coming on to this, got a decent understanding on IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Whatever we are going to do on data engineering, it belongs to which I'll ask question then if you are comfortable with this IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. You might get multiple answers from the Google. I mean, if you can search it, if you did some research, you might have. This is very basic thing before you jump onto any cloud. So no one, not just me or anywhere, if you start doing any of the self-learning approach, also you may get it. See, I'll also clarify in the first or second day itself. The takeaway for me, we can't create wonders in 40 days. I repeat again, we can't create wonders in 40 days. The purpose for me, available for you, you get some of the different scenarios for me. No matter what, you would be able to do some of the things from your side, and you'll get some push, some of the assignments I'll give it to you. Whatever the scenarios that I'm bringing in front of you, those are all, most of the scenarios I worked in my previous experience. Maybe I'll change some of the task in a very simpler way. Okay, so in that context, you're going to get a benefit. So no matter what, see, the expectation for us has to be clear first. In 1 hour, if I start open the portal, if I start doing the task, I will do only one task in a day, and that is not suffice for us. Self study is the main key for us. Do the self study, whatever the assignments I'll give it to you, keep doing it. Take the things from me, and if you're stuck anywhere, ask me. Some other things, if even if you read it, you get it. I'm not saying something you are not, something you won't understand. You will understand. The plus point is for us is like we get some scenarios, we get understanding about the organization, how we deal with set of customers and set of services, how who are all the counterparts for us. Those things will come to know. Considering our background, considering our experience, we do have some of the technology touch with us, right? So those things I'll try to cover those gaps with you. And if you see, if you have some of the questions, you can straight away stop me. Ask me, since this is not going good with me, Suresh, please clarify me. Then only you would be able to cope up. Otherwise, it would be a difficult thing for you. And it is for me, it is like I'll just finish my work and I'll go. So clarify those things and then there only IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Which model should we belong to? When I say we belong to,
SaaS.
what are the we belong
I
to which
believe
model?
we belong to pass or Azure.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do you heard something called as dash anywhere? No, there is no something called as dash in the in. We never heard, right? This is the abbreviated form. People will customize their surroundings in the organizations. People use their data engineering or data analytics approach as dash. Customize is not from the product. Data as a service. We belong. So you want me to speak? Anyone has did not clear with this? I pass or SAS? All are clear? Can I consider everyone is in sync with this three definitions?
No, sir. I know pass and SAS, but as a bit confused. Can you please explain me about that?
Infra.
Yeah.
I'll put a very simple example. Maybe just see if that makes sense to you. Uh, share the snap. You may get it on the. Let me pick up a snap and I'll share it with you. Then I'll speak. You can consider this way. Pass is for your infra. Sorry, IaaS is for infra. Pass is for your platform, and SaaS is for your software. Okay. Then something you manage, something your vendor is managing it. It's as simple as right. You're moving a model where some of the leverage that you wanted to take it and something what you want to depend on it. See this if that makes sense to you. On on-premises, and on traditional, We have everything. You don't even bring any of your tomato sauce or topping. I'm just talking about one of the example, piece as a service. Assume that data as a service is a later part. Your pays as a service. Your dining table, your drinks, electric gas, oven, fire, everything you have it. Pizza dog also you bring, you will prepare it. Tomato sauce also you will prepare it. You don't go for any of the grocery shop to bring any of the things. So my simple understanding to you, all including every individual, infra is like little more dependency. You pick it up. See this part, the highlighted one which you manage, which vendor is managing, just get this difference. You don't prepare a pizza, the tomato sauce, topping, and cheese, right? Which you bring it from a grocery shop. And rest all other dining table, drinks, electric gas, oven, fire, which you have it, which comes under your IaaS. You take some leverage for your managing the service. And coming onto your platform as a service, so you speak on only two things. You just go to, you just order a pizza from delivery and you just eat it. So you just sit and drink. There's something like a platform as a service. You don't have to worry about these things. You don't even prepare. You just eat. That's your pizza delivery. You have a take and bake. You made it home. And right now is last one is like simply go out and have it. Simple example which you can put in now. If I am coming on to your normal technical aspects, something which you manage it, something you will rely on the other people like your vendor. See, one thing you came out of the market, that means you have multi people are waiting for you to advertise themselves. From which one you have to choose is exactly based on you. So that's what I can put it here. Let me pick up a snap for got it. Whatever I spoke. Now try to correlate with your IaaS, your infra, your SaaS. If I ask you some other services, your web services, your Microsoft Azure, your Google Compute, everything comes under your IaaS. Your PaaS is like anything which you do a processing. We comes under PaaS actually. We don't just use it. We will also process some of the applications as well. Some areas you may, if I talk about Teams, if I talk about Dropbox, if I talk about go Zoom, everything comes under your SaaS, right? I mean, you just use application. WhatsApp, your Insta, you just use it. I mean, like, do you do put any effort of designing of that app? You just open the app and you communicate with the people. That's how your SaaS works. And if I talk about PaaS, you do some of the situation that you do it with your with your services. So I was just talking about. Let me pick up a snap again. I mean, I'm just picking up a snap from the internet for your understanding. Maybe you have done it or you saw it. Application, data, runtime, middleware. Now just try to correlate with your technical terms here. Something is you're managing it, something your vendor is managing it. We become little more lazy when these cloud platforms came to the market, right? If you have a good amount of money, you definitely go and ask like bug, like I want this, I want that. You don't have anything, everything you prepare on your own, right? I'm not sure you have a do you have a delivery situation delivery over there? I'm not sure. I'm just asking you in Canada. Do you have this Swiggy kind of delivery apps over there?
Yes, sir.
You do have.
Yes, sir.
So just you go into some situation where you don't have anything, then you have to prepare everything on your own, right? You prepare, your mindset is fine with that. So just correlate with your situation. SaaS is something like everything is ready and giving it to you and use it. Platform as a service we belong to pass. And we will have some services. We do a data processing, we do a data analytics, we do a data engineering. And I have given this name, right? Dash. You didn't even have this name any of the websites, I meant to say. Organizations will customize their requirements with their architectures with some of the flow, because I have about 100 clients. Those works under data engineering, and I will prepare architecture in such a way that customers should go with me, because I'm providing a services only for a data analytics, and I'm preparing a model called as DAS. That's a customization which we did it just to show off, just to, like, product is done with these three models. We even, on top of that, we even show off, we given a showcase to those customers saying that we are purely a DAS. So we deal with data only. That's how the representation is. Fine. If you are clear, then I'll proceed further.
Yes, sir. Clear. Thank you.
I will just talk on export yesterday. Let me just see once. Distributed data processing. I've got some more things in addition to bring your Azure before. So I would like to talk some HA concepts, and I wanted to speak data engineering life cycle, what we do as a, and then third will make you aware about the different layers. I'll tell you when you have to log into the portal. From here, how to log into the portal. Anyone used Azure portal earlier before coming to class or anywhere? You used Azure portal, apart from 4 to 5 people who were there earlier batch. If you have not used, say that it's no.
No, sir.
Others,
No, sir.
Mahesh, Meet, Shiva,
No.
Varsh.
No, sir.
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
I used
Okay.
Azure in like a project like for DevOps for tracking a project.
Okay, fine, not a problem. We might use different set of services for a data engineering in Azure. I mean, we will talk. I mean, to our integration with DevOps will also going to be there, some level, some places where we interact with the DevOps guys. That scenario, I'll put it in front of you guys. Fine, not a problem. So we'll talk about HRDR concepts. Then I'll come on to the data engineering lifecycle. I'll also have something called, here only I'll put a question. You can search any regions are available. When I say regions, you understood about data center, right? Yesterday,
Yes.
sitting in Canada, will I say that, will you pick up a data center which is located in India?
No.
It's but obvious, right? It's like a stupidity. Someone is sitting in Canada and picking up a data center in India. It's like, we'll have a network issue. You will have a latency, because you need to access your applications for your data, and there would be a security issue, there would be a latency issue, couple of issues will list on that. So I would want to know that Azure will support with how many regions. If I am staying, see, it's obviously, right. Why I'm speaking this topic, because if you compare with Azure, with AWS, with Oracle, with the other set of cloud services providers in the market, Azure has more regions. When I say region, consider that point as a data center. If I'm staying somewhere, if I have a grocery shop close to me, it's very convenient for me, right? I can't travel 100 kilometers to bring some groceries for me, right? So it is also based on the demand. I can't open a shop and without no one is taking my groceries. So if I am, think about in this context, I'm just correlating in a very layman approach, guys. Why? Because even if I'm starting a data center, Say like I'm a service provider, I'm from Microsoft. If I am thinking about opening a data center, I will have multiple things in my mind. If I open a data center, will the customers and come buy my services? But obvious, right? If I'm opening a shopping complex, if I'm opening a shopping mall, people should come and buy my product. I can't just open it and wait for the customer sitting outside. So it always goes on the demand for the people to use it. So possible in your, I'll put it this way again. I have a reason, right? You have a reason. In that reason, it's very much possible that not all the products are available. If you go to grocery shop, you get a you get a things which your people are in a demand for that, right? I can't keep a thing which is people are not buying it. Same thing goes to this Azure as well. I will have around 100 services in Azure. Just giving a tip here. I'm just telling you why, because possible when you open a service, when you open your Azure portal, if I am picking a North Korea example, well, they will not allow you to get into this data center because you are picking up a data center who is like setting Hitler. You might be knowing about the story. Right? I'm picking a wrong data center. You know about this North Korea guy, right? The smart guy, I would call it as. Pick it up this South Africa. Tell me, if I am having this data center in South Africa, first of all, there is a scarcity of the population. There is a scarcity of lot many things. Yeah, I will keep only two services. I'm just talking in terms of my Microsoft approach. I have a data factory. I will have a Azure storage. Run the analytics with that. We can run analytics completely with this. So possible, I wanted to tell you only one point here. Bring it. If you can search it now also, I have no issues. Yeah, how many regions are available in Azure? Count of the regions. You have a different data center approach. So possible, whatever example I've given you, try to correlate. It's very much doable scenario for us. If I am picking a Eastern US, if I am picking a Canada Central, if I am talking about India we have three data centers, I believe. South India, Central India. I can't sitting in Mumbai. I can't pick up a data center is in South India, right? It's very far from me. And if I don't get a service in this West India, I may go to this South India, but I can't go to this Eastern US or Canada. So possible scenarios, you can think about this shopping mall or think about that grocery shop. It's as simple as to correlate with your requirements. Coming on to this part, backup HADR concepts. If you are already aware of it, what is HADR? What is HADR?
Availability and recovery.
Disaster recovery.
You can put it high availability. Say you are telling me this point, right? This is available every time whenever I ask. If I start my mobile and if I look at some apps, it is if you get a glitch for a minute of uh, for 10 minutes also 5 minutes you'll get irritated, right? So that's as simple as like highly available and disaster recovery. Verify to you all so that we can be on the same page. I have one primary your main server. I have one more, which is this server. I will call it as a copy. Instead of calling this as primary, I will call it as a secondary. Now the third one, in terms of any of the service which you are going to Azure, we will provide you, even if you're talking about a storage also. I'm talking about data lake storage. Storage, I'll just talk about this point. Data lake is one of the storage in Azure. So my point here is in our real time, we will have landing data lake and we will also landing data lake DR1. Any of the service, if I am giving an assurance, if you are in the same data center, I am giving a copy in the same data center. This is in the same data center. I'll put it this way. DC1 this is in the same data center is in DC1. This is DC2. Make sense? Why? Because highly available is only applicable whenever you have some issues on primary, you can switch back to your secondary. That's one part. And DC2 is the different data center. You will just place this disaster recovery for around, we'll just say 100 km, 100 kilometers distance. We keep this DR server. I have any issues on this, and these both are going to be in sync. One primary, one secondary, both are always going to be the sync because they are in the same data center. And DR is not in sync. This is little asynchronous, and this is little fine. Now coming on to the reason why I'm talking about, I was just trying to correlate with availability zones concept, which is available in your Azure. If you know about this highly available disaster recovery, what does it means and how do you correlate with your understanding of availability zones when you pick up a data center? Possible, I will have a data center one, and for a data center one, and both are for your one primary, and that is for your secondary. This is one of the very normal architecture, very basic architecture where everyone will go with a little more affordable situations. And coming on to this last part I've given you, right, storage, you might wonder seeing that they even look for a storage account also in terms of DR as well. What if my storage itself lost? It gets lost. I should have a copy, right? So copy is nothing but, and they will put it in your different data center. When I even I'm talking about landing also, is you will put it in your one of the DC. I will put it here. This in your the business will run completely from this one only, the DC one. Clear? And there are some automatic backups which are happening. It if you that's again a service. That's again a service. I know. I hope you know what is backup. Everyone knows about backup, right? You pick up a backup, you that's again goes as a request in your Azure. This is going to go as a service. We call it as Azure backup. We will do this when we start with the engineering. One by one we will go, and just bought this concept only because of this reasons approach. So I'll just remove it from here. We will talk about Azure backup. We'll understand if I am doing we have one infra related service. I would also say we can call it as ASR. uh, ASR is Azure Site Recovery. We don't do it. I am just giving an understanding because someone with you people interact with cloud engineering guys or infra guys. Those people will do uh, failover and failback with that ASR. ASR is Azure Site Recovery. You don't touch it, but you will involve because our servers are a part of that. They have to inform us whenever any type of these DR activities they perform, right? They will have to involve us. They'll have to inform us. Why? Because our business runs on the servers. So just for your understanding, we can also call it as your ASR, Azure Site. This is a service recovery. Okay, so that's no need to go in detail. Having said that, just remember, like whenever you perform any type of DR activities, you will be part of that. Why? Because your servers are inside that. Your data is all. You are here. Maybe you are just doing on the processing side. You don't even involve on these things. But these things you should know. Considering our experience, we may expose ourselves to that particular person that, yeah, these things, this is what we're going to do. Clear? And the data lake is a storage account. Don't worry about this part. This will come here. Data lake, blob, be a part of your storage. I have given understanding about your uh, what what matters to you when it comes to disaster. In the event of failure about your DC1, still have a copyright. So your storage accounts will have this. Landing is the initial place of your. I'll talk about the different layers we have it, right. It's the third part. A couple of folks already know from the previous batch about the different layers which are available. We can call it as landing, staging, production. clean data, unclean data, then the process data. You get a raw data with you. You deal with the raw data. Remember that. Fine. So I'll come to the next part, data engineering lifecycle. Maybe tomorrow onwards we can just start in the portal. I will just guide you if you are not compatible with the portal, how you can process with the data. Data engineering lifecycle. All the services that you'll pick it up in your second cycle. First cycle is more of your you deal with lot of data, historical data. That's the reason you have more services over there. Here you have a limited services, around 2 3 services we have it, which we are going to speak in your second cycle. So the later you would start, I may bring some of the services from the first cycle as well, no matter what. But I'll just give you an understanding about your data engineering life cycle, starting from data exploration, data ingestion, data transformation, data cleaning, data modeling, data loading. Couple of standard uh, uh, checkpoints which we use it. I'll also speak about those things. Okay. Yes, I would talk on data engineering lifecycle. Possibly, you may play around with raw data. Remember that. You will get the data sets from me only. For you, I am only the customer. I only give the raw data to you. You have to process with the data. Maybe you do these steps in detail. Maybe we do ingestion. Maybe we do a transformation. Maybe we do cleaning. We might evolve around this. I'll also have one more part is data processing. No one wants to go stand in first place in the market, if you ask me, in terms of this data analytics. So, I have something to do with this your landing zone, staging zone. Just talking about these things, right? Data storage, inside that landing. Landing is always going to be your first placeholder for your data. Staging is like always you just convert the data. Maybe you do some of the data transformations, then you'll dump into a staging. Assume that these layers, every organization will have a different naming conventions for these zones. Remember, people use it as a bronze, silver, and gold. This would be a bronze. I'm just giving you the different naming convention, and people also use it as uncurated. Here you can call it as silver. They call it as your curated. It's like English meaning of your curator and curated. You might be knowing it, right? It's not something really a cleaned one. Okay, and production is your will load the data. We can call it this as gold. These are the default naming convention. Every organization will use it in a different way. Don't get surprised if your organization using in a different naming convention. Remember that it's always going to be a landing zone. And I'll just come on to these data engineering life cycle where all you talk and where you involve yourself. No matter what you see, for you, how the jobs will run for us. Like say, understanding this part. I have some third-party tools. Say like example, I'll just give this as a moment. Before your data comes onto your landing, before you bring the data comes onto your landing, your third-party tool will bring the data from some sources to your landing. You will not copy. You will not bring it physically. You don't do anything. You don't do anything. You would want the data to be, say, like you wanted to do the processing of the data. You want this data to be arrived daily at 10 p.m. For this, there would be some jobs which are going to run, or pipelines are going to run, or workflows are going to run. That you will do by creating a jobs by using services, right? That first part is nothing but your data ingestion. You ingesting the data from one of the sources. Your sources might be anything, man. I mean, if I'm talking about a third party tool, will have a process that you'll dump the data from some of the sources to your landing is the first placeholder for your job. If the data is not coming at 10 p.m., the other subsequent job which are depending upon the staging zone will get failed, because your data, see, like if data did not arrive at 10:30, your 10 o'clock, if your date with the job they are going to run at the 10:30 p.m., everything you will automate. Everything will automate. See, you can't do the processing on a daily basis sitting in front of the system, right? You understood there is a requirement which is coming to you on from first source, you'll process it. Am I making sense to you people? Is it going a little bouncer? Stop me. Am I speaking anything irrelevant which is not in sync with you? Bolo, tell me you have to speak. Otherwise, I won't understand whether you people are in sync with me or not.
I don't think so.
I'll wait for you people inputs. What you said, Ashwarya?
We are in sync, sir. At least,
Okay. At
don't.
least me. At least me. I don't know about others. What about others, man?
Even I'm in
Yeah,
sync, sir.
yeah, no doubt.
Okay. So
Yeah.
can I consider your silence is something that you are in sync? Whenever you have a problem, you'll speak. I mean, it's just take 1 or 2 days. You'll get comfortable by the time when we speak. Uh, so that comfort you should have. I maybe you want me to entertain in between. You get bored if I speak continuously only stuff like that. Let's get comfortable by the time maybe in 3 to 4 days we'll understand what we need to do. It's but obvious. I mean, it's 1 hour is sufficient enough, man, to concentrate. A normal human being can concentrate up to 45 minutes. That's what I feel. Not sure about others. More than 45 minutes, then it's a bouncer. People study 2 hours, 3 hours. Book सामने रहती है भाई. Later stories, God knows now, that we don't even know what is going in our brain. So, 45 minutes, a normal human being can concentrate. उससे ज़्यादा, then you can't help it. And if you are sitting in front of me for 1.5 hours also, physically you are there, somewhere it will go bouncer. Even when I used to learn big data, it's the same case with me also. Someone asked me to sit 7 to 11 in the evening. How would I sit those 4 hours when I was learning 8 years back big data? So it is literally bounce up for me. So 1 hour I was able to, 4 hours is like wasting of money only. So just telling you my experience. You can tell the same thing if it is bouncer also. Even if you half an hour, if you get bored, stop me. I'll try to correlate with what you are. Fine. Okay. So this is the normal data flow or the data architecture. We will have it for our requirements. No matter what, there would be. It's not compulsory that should be only move it. I've just given an example of move it will process the data from the sources. See, like I have a sources. See, I will talk about this loan data. I'll talk about deposit data. I'll talk about uh, credit card related data. This is different three sources I have it for my customer. In these three sources I have to dump from by using move it tool. Move it will just copy the data from the sources to dump here. Whatever the sources, I don't even bother that. I don't even bother about this move it tool also. If I don't get the data at 10 p.m. in my landing zone in my storage account, I'll check with these people. My data did not process. What is the issue? Because my subsequent jobs, I can call it as my sequential jobs, will get failed. Even my data will not get loaded, and that is not available for my counterparts, for my data scientist, or maybe for my business. That is not available. So in this context, you will go, and when you talk about data ingestion, that is going to be your first part. And when you talk about data cleaning and data transformation, data cleaning and data transformation, that you will do it during the process of your once you bring the data into a staging. You bring uncurate, it's unclean data to your landing zone, then you will pick up a cleaning. Say like a simple example, I'll put it. You got a data from A to Z columns. Have A to Z, but my customer requires only E to Z. You are just avoiding the unwanted data and picking up only the required data, right? So for me, don't you think it's a curated data? Something you just filter it. And after that, again, you're dumping into a production that's onto your product and your goal tables. We call it as a gold also. Someone call it as a production. Someone call it as different naming convention we have. You don't have to worry about that. If you are preparing for the interview, but by any chance, if you are putting some points and if you are showcasing the front person, you already worked on it. For that situation, it might get used. You can use this staging, landing, and production. This is a simple way of the normal nomenclatures people use it. Silver, gold, and bronze. Some customers will still use it. Most of the banking zone will go with landing, staging, and production zone. And some insurances or some of the retail products they use bronze. What I see in my experience, I'm talking about bronze, silver, and gold. They use it, right? So data transformation. What I want you people like tomorrow before you come, just explore these points in detail. I may give you like what is data exploration, what is data processing. We will do the practicals of these four things, and you will also do the practicals of data storage as well. Data marts, I'll explain you what is data modeling, and data marts, I'll explain you. It is little more concepts on the data warehousing. So these things when we will talk, and put here this way. Data modeling, data marts, data loading. Data loading is again your storage. So tomorrow before you come, test and come back to me. And also I would want you people to get the portals ready if you are aware of the portal, because I may start with the portals by from tomorrow only. If you don't know how to log into the portal and all, I would put it this way. uh, you have to use this link. Let me just share this link first. Portal. We will be using a free tier account. We will be using a free tier account. Free tier is available for 30 days. We would be these are the basic services. After that, I'll start with the real-time streaming services. Azure storage is done, your data engineering is done, your database is done, then I will start with the real-time services, real-time streaming services. These things should be known. Open this portal. Either of the case, I'll put it this way. To log into the portal, if you have not used this portal, you will be having your credit cards or debit card details. You will not take any money for at least for 1 month. Or if you are having a university credentials, I saw a couple of folks. You can just take help from other people who are in this call. They are some of the folks in our call are using university credentials. You can use their university credential. You will get some 100 credits if I'm not wrong. Correct me, Apoor or Manoj, if I am talking in terms of university credentials. If you guys are studying, might be right. You might have doing your post graduations. You might have some university credentials. You can use those university credentials also to log into the portal. You'll get some 100 credits, I believe, if I'm not wrong. So portal dot. If anyone does not have any university credentials, they can just log into this portal. Azure. I'll show you this. Create Azure free account today. Let's go here. After this, it's something on let's start free. Don't go on pay as you go. Let's not clear our pockets. I mean, only go for start free. Fine. Click on the start free. See if your portals are ready by tomorrow. Still you stuck anywhere, ask me. Ping me. You can ping me straight away. You can ping me. Don't worry. If I don't reply in the group, you can straight away approach me. It's not a problem. By any chance, if I'm in office, if I will be delayed in reply, but definitely I'll come back to you. Here you just have to put your email ID, Gmail, and password. As soon as you put it, it will ask you for the your address, your debit card or credit card. If you are using your free tier, if you have university credentials, I don't think so. It will ask for more details. I'm not sure about this. You guys, whoever used this, you can ask. You can add the points if you want. Anyone is there who used university credentials?
We don't have to give the credit card details and all while creating the student account.
Okay, you just give the university email ID or a password, and that would suffice your needs. So whoever is having university credential, you can make use of that. If you don't have university credentials, if you're not studying, pick it up some of your friends, I would say. Or if you are using your credit cards or a debit card details, you can use your Gmail account. And I'll also suggest you pick it up someone from your friends in India. If you don't have a credit card right now or that place, ask your friends. You can put your details. It will debit your. It will not take any money from you. It will not take any money. If 1 month you will get a 200 Canadian dollars credits to you, that can be available for 30 days. Only for 30 days it is available. Okay. So tomorrow before you come to the class, what I want from you, create your portals, bring the portals ready. That's it I want. And remaining concepts, you can just refer it and come back. And engineering life cycles, whichever the concept which I have said, right? Those things you can refer it and come back to me. You can start with the portal, then you'll understand what I'm trying to speak exactly. Let's take it in that way. Basics, whatever I'm talking about, until unless which you get a hands on, you won't understand. Then it would go little bouncer, and it we have the ability that we have the patience to listen for some time. When you put some hands on, you will get an. Any questions on the portal? Any questions on the portal, guys? Okay,
No,
there
sir.
are no questions. Your silence makes that there are no questions. Fine. Fine then. You can log into the portal. Come back to me tomorrow. We'll connect. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Bye, 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 bye.
Great, all of you.